Hi everyone, my name is Jeff Fastbinder with the Line, and today we're going to go over the new 3GX 2.0 firmware. There are some differences between 1.2 and 2.0 versions, such as the newly added flight mode setting. This allows you to customize the flight controls to suit your individual flying style. Now let's go through these settings in version 2.0. An important note when setting up firmware version 2.0 is that servo orientation needs to be in the following manner. Servo on the right side of the heli should be aileron, middle, the elevator function, and left side, pitch. DIR mechanical neutral point setting. All 3GX settings must be redone after updating the firmware. Here we'll perform the flybarless system settings where we set up the swash plate. Similar to the previous versions, enter the setup by first turning on the transmitter and then hold the 3GX set button while powering up the heli electronics. The 5 LEDs on the 3GX will light up sequentially. Release the set button before the LED goes off to enter the flybarless setup mode. First setting is the DIR mechanical travel and neutral setup. So let's go ahead and do that. Go ahead and power up the helicopter. I already have my radio turned on here. And we'll watch the LEDs. While in DIR mode, we will set the heli's neutral point direction and the needed collective cyclic pitch range. A critical point to be aware of in version 2.0 is the cyclic pitch range must be fixed at 8 degrees. This will optimize the helicopter's performance. Cyclic pitch adjustment for aileron and elevator can be done separately, but remember to reset your digital pitch gauge to 0 when measuring aileron and elevator pitch. Here we'll use a simple method where we adjust the aileron cyclic pitch first, and then use the same value for the elevator. Here the pitch is already at 0 degrees position, as you'll see with your digital pitch gauge right there. And we'll proceed to adjust the aileron pitch by pushing the aileron stick all the way over, and we'll see that, well, right now you have 7.6. Let me adjust in my swash menu this value to a value of 8 degrees. Now the cyclic pitch is set at 8 degrees. Apply that same value from your swash menu onto your elevator in the swash menu. This completes the cyclic pitch setup. After setting DIR mode, press the set to enter swash plate mixing type recognition and elevator travel setup mode. Ensure the pitch is at 0 degrees. Then push the elevator stick forward and let it return to neutral. This completes the setup. Now press set button to enter elevator direction setting. To recognize the elevator gyro direction, tilt the helicopter forward and watch the swash plate tilt the opposite direction. If the direction is incorrect, push the elevator stick to the reverse direction. Finally, confirm the correct direction swash plate is compensating. Now push the set button to enter aileron travel setting. Ensure the helicopter pitch is 0 and push the aileron stick over to the right there and let it return to neutral. This completes the setup. Now press set to enter aileron direction setting. To recognize the aileron gyro direction, tilt the helicopter to the side and watch the swash plate tilt the opposite direction. If the direction is incorrect, push the aileron stick the reverse direction and confirm the correct direction swash plate is compensating. Finally, press the set button again to complete the flybarless system settings. After completing the flybarless system setup, here we're going to look at the primary features of version 2.0, flight mode. Flight mode settings include roll rate, speed adjustment, elevator travel limit, aileron travel limit, swash dampening, swash acceleration, each of which we will go through in the following video clips. Entering the flight mode setting is easy. While the transmitter and helicopter are both powered up, push the rudder stick right or left, and then press the set button on your 3GX to enter the setup mode. You can use the status LED to determine flight mode settings. One flash is equivalent to roll rate adjustment. 2 flashes, elevator travel limit. 3 flashes, aileron travel limit. 4 flashes means swash plate dampening, and 5 flashes means acceleration settings. During setting process, LED 1 to LED 5 indicate the rate of setting. Flashing LED represents 10%, while flashing lit LED represents 20%. For example, if LED 1 and LED 2 are steadily lit with LED 3 flashing, the set rate is 2 times 20 plus 10, which is equal to 50%. The first thing we're going to adjust here is roll rate. Aileron and elevator roll rates are adjusted independently. Move the aileron stick to adjust the aileron roll rate. The more LEDs that light up, the faster the roll rate is. When elevator stick is moved, the setup will now be on elevator roll rate. The more LEDs, the faster the roll rate. But here, the 3GX will automatically adjust the elevator roll rate to be within 20% of aileron roll rate, which means the two settings will not differ by more than 1 LED. After completion, press the set button to enter the next setting, elevator limit. While adjusting elevator travel limit, swash plate will automatically deviate 8 degrees plus the preset value. You can move the elevator stick to increase or decrease the travel limit as needed. The pitch degree can also be estimated with LED. For example, LED shows 50% total travel limit is approximately 8 degrees plus 50% of 8 degrees, which equals to 12 degrees. After completing elevator travel limit settings, press set to enter the next setting, aileron travel limit. Here the setup method is similar to elevator. Swash plate will automatically deviate 8 degrees plus the preset value. You can move the aileron stick to increase or decrease the travel limit as needed. Generally speaking, around 50 to 70% are suitable for most helicopters. After completing aileron travel limit settings, press the set button to enter the next setting, swash plate dampener. Moving the aileron stick to adjust elevator and aileron dampening. The more LEDs means higher dampening. Moving the elevator stick will adjust dampening on collective pitch. More LEDs means higher dampening. Higher dampening will result in smoother and non-direct reaction, so adjust based on your personal preferences. When finished, press the set button to enter swash plate acceleration setting. Similar to swash dampening, aileron stick is used for elevator aileron acceleration adjustment. More LEDs means higher acceleration. This value is set to 0 at the factory because the more acceleration is added, the faster the initial start of the maneuver. The stationary effect of hover may be reduced as a result. Beginners and F3C pilots should set cyclic acceleration to 0 for simplicity. On the other hand, moving the elevator stick will adjust the acceleration for collective pitch. A side effect of this acceleration setting is increased servo power consumption. Therefore, the BEC capacity should be double-checked to ensure it can handle the burst current. Acceleration settings higher than 50% is recommended only when you're using direct power source. Finally, press the set button to complete the flight mode settings. Here we will adjust rudder gyro setting. With both transmitter and helicopter powered up, press and hold the 3GX set button to enter setup mode. First LED is for setting the servo wide or narrow frame rate. To change the frame rate, push the rudder stick in the opposite direction 3 times to change. When complete, press the set button to enter the next setting. Second LED is for setting of digital or analog servo type. Green status indicates a digital servo, while red indicates analog servo. Push the rudder stick to change servo type. When complete, press the set button to enter the next setting. Rudder stick is used to change this setting. Green LED is normal direction, red is reverse. We can move the helicopter tail to determine gyro direction. While moving the tail, observe the tail pitch slider's movement direction. If the movement is opposite of the pitch slider, this indicates correct direction. Press set button when finished to enter next setting. Rudder travel setting. This needs to be done along with your transmitter. We need to use the rudder stick to set the travel limit. First set the travel for one side to the maximum without mechanical binding. Hold for 2 seconds, then move to the other side until there are no mechanical binding. Hold for 2 seconds. When finished, press set to enter the next setting. Large or small helicopter type setting. Green LED indicates large heli mode for 500 class or larger. Red LED indicates small heli mode for 450 or smaller class helicopter. Setting is done similarly with rudder stick. When finished, press set to enter the next setting. Gyro mounting direction setting. This setting is also done with rudder stick. If gyro is mounted right side up, status LED needs to be green. If gyro is mounted upside down, status LED needs to be red. Correct setting will ensure optimal gyro performance during pirouetting maneuvers. Press set button to complete rudder gyro settings. Now we will set the throttle calibration of speed governor. Entering governor throttle calibration mode is easy. Just power up your helicopter while holding the set button. Wait until all 5 LEDs light up. Then release the set button to enter setting mode. Now move the throttle stick all the way up to complete throttle calibration setting.